Hey guys, welcome back to Lammon Customs. Recently, just a few days ago, my son Wesley sold his 66 F100 pickup. That, along with some other videos I've seen online, really got me kind of thinking and contemplating about the state of our classic car hobby. Now, my son has grown up around cars. I mean, he was around classic cars before he could even walk. When he was a baby, at my old garage, I had a little swing that I actually hung from the rafters and stuff, and he'd be in there when I'm working on the car, I'd be listening to oldies music and stuff, turning wrenches and stuff, walk by, give him a push on his swing and stuff. You know, I mean, he grew up around this, and he's worked on probably, you know, from the time he could actually do anything, whether it just be handing me tools, just being there and stuff and helping out. Time he could walk, he's helped me on almost every single classic car project I've had, and I've had lots of them. But it's kind of come to, you know, realization that that's just not his thing, and it ain't just him. I think it's a lot of young people nowadays. They're not into the classic car hobby, and you know, I go to dozens upon dozens of car shows, you know, every year. Sometimes I'll hit 3 car shows in a weekend. I mean, I'll do 2 car shows in the same day in different towns, and talking to owners and looking at cars and stuff, doing stuff. You know, I was doing this way before doing the YouTube videos, and one thing I have noticed, though, is majority owners, granted not all of them, but a good majority of them are probably, you know, pushing retirement age or already retired. And unfortunately nowadays, you know, a kid in high school is not getting excited about a 57 Chevy or, you know, anything like that. And I thought maybe at first it was just like a cultural shift, that the cars that kids are getting into and stuff were going to be like the newer cars. You know, I had a 79 Chevy Bondo, as I call it, back in high school, and at the time when I was driving that, it was just an old beat-up farm truck, and you couldn't get any real replacement parts for it. If you needed something, you had to go to a junkyard. Nowadays, I mean, you can pretty much build one out of a parts catalog. They make, you know, fenders and everything, you name it, for it. You know, and I've seen this shift, you know, where now, that was good. Well, then they moved into the OBS trucks, old body style. Those became super popular and stuff, you know, and you kind of look at that and thought, well, maybe it's just that, and then you got the tuners with all the imports and stuff, but I don't think it's even that. I just think it's, in general, you know, the classic car hobby, honestly, I think is on life support at best. You know, people are just not getting into that, and it's a cultural difference because they don't feel, from what I've seen, people don't, we become a disposable society. You know, everything is disposable. Phones are disposable. Everything's disposable. Cars are disposable. They don't last long. You know, to keep something and keep it going is just that's different. So we don't do that on anything anymore. And it ain't just cars. I mean, you used to have appliance repairmen, TV repairmen. You know, piano tuners. I mean, you name it. Pretty much anything could be fixed. And nowadays, I mean, when's the last time you tried to fix a toaster? I mean, a toaster fails, you toss it, you go buy another one, you know. um, anything like that. So I think it's a cultural shift. You know, do I have a magic solution? You know, to kind of reinvigorate the classic car hobby? Unfortunately, I don't. I guess I thought exposing kids to classic cars from a young age would make a difference, but I've seen with my own kids, you know, they've all grown up around the cars, and they just don't have that interest and that passion. I mean, I've said before, and I'll say it again. I'd take a classic vehicle, and it doesn't even matter which make or model. I'd take a classic over a new car, 7 days a week and twice on Sunday, and it's just in my blood. Maybe it's rust. Good thing I just got a tetanus shot. It's one of those things, stuff where it's a passion. It goes beyond just the vehicle, and part of it too that I've always told people is you have to love the process. And I've told this to my kids. I've told to other people that are interested in potentially getting a classic car. Unfortunately, the truth is most people don't want to do the work. They don't have the skills. They don't have the time. They don't have the money. If you like one that's all done, you're probably better off just buying one completely restored or paying somebody else to do the work. For me, it's the process that I love. I love finding a diamond in the rough, going through it, getting that engine to fire up the first time and stuff is just, it's amazing. I mean, it's just a great feeling. I take pride in that. I love doing that. And that's also why when I get a truck or car done, I get rid of it and I go find another, project vehicle, sometimes a basket case, and drag it home and start the process all over again. And for a lot of people, they don't understand it. Like, you just got it done, don't you want to enjoy it? It's like, well, part of the enjoyment is the process of building it, finding the hard to find parts, doing this, coming up with a vision. It's a blank canvas when you get it, and you get it how you want it, get it done. Well, then the art is over, the project is over. I like to do that again on another vehicle. And I got tons of vehicles. I won't live long enough to get done all the vehicles I want to get done. I'd have to live to be 300. Even then, I probably wouldn't get them all done. But that's the process. So yes, is the classic car hobby dying? Sadly, I think it is. The prices too have definitely affected that. Look at the price of a classic car is nowadays, in comparison to when I was in high school. I mean, it's outrageous nowadays. And there are good deals out there. We'll do a video on that. There are good deals. I picked this up. You will not believe what I paid for this truck. I mean, you probably won't believe me, in all honesty, but it's true. So we'll do a video on that, acquiring the My 65. But there are good deals out there. If you're willing to look and you're not set on a certain make, model, or year, and you're just open to a classic car, there's tons of good deals out there. You can get into the hobby. So that is a very good possibility. But yeah, I don't know what we can do, to really promote the hobby any more than we can. People like looking at them, but I don't think people like building stuff anymore. When I was a kid, it was model cars, model planes, train layout. Had one of those, got on for Christmas from Santa, the old Bachman train set, laid that out and stuff, and constantly was building buildings and laying down the track and painting roads and all that. And kids nowadays just ain't into that. It's everything's shifted society wise. I can't wait to drive. I started driving, when I was 12 before I could even get a license. I can't wait to get my actual driver's license, get my own set of wheels, and absolutely love that. And kids today, varsity, they're not even interested in that. My other son Thomas, they've seen in some of the videos and stuff, same thing, just doesn't really seem, very interested. He could have gotten his license last year even, and he's just not really interested in doing that. I was just counting down the days till I was old enough to go into the DMV and get my license and, have my freedom and have my set of wheels. And, it's just, I think it's a cultural shift. Things are different nowadays and priorities are different. But yeah, so that's my take on it. Love to hear what you think about the classic car hobby. Is it dying in your area? Do you still have car shows? Do you have things going on? Love to hear in the comments and stuff. And be sure to click like and subscribe. That really does help the channel. And we'll see you in the next one.